Emmanuel Macron announced his plan to bring Britain back into a transformed European Union in an impassioned speech at the University of Sorbonne. French President Emmanuel Macron has been particularly intransigent with Brexit Britain, according to senior political sources, because the French leader is facing domestic threats to his re-election. He would have rather seen the talks fail than agree to a bad deal that could have tempted other EU states to leave the bloc. Europe's power to protect itself from major global rivals, pandemics, economic crises, migration and climate change will be a major electoral argument for Mr. Macron as he readies for his 2022 re-election bid, most likely against National Rally leader Marine Le Pen, who he defeated in 2017. A source said, France's stance is to show that Brexit cannot be a success. From that point of view, the prospect of no deal is not necessarily a problem. Now that the two sides have struck a deal, it is not clear yet what Mr. Macron's position is on the agreement. However, earlier this month, Mr. Macron's close aide Clement Beaune warned that France will veto a bad deal. As tensions are set to rise in the coming hours, unearthed reports shed light on a plan devised by the French leader in 2017, that would have seen Britain returning to a transformed Europe after Brexit. In an impassioned, hour-and-a-half-long speech at Paris' prestigious Sorbonne University 3 years ago, Mr. Macron outlined his vision for a profound transformation of the EU, unveiling a series of proposals to deepen the bloc politically and harmonize rules across the continent. Calling for a more effective, less bureaucratic EU, Mr. Macron said, in a few years, if it so wishes, Britain could regain its place in the EU. The Europe that we know is too weak, too slow, too inefficient. But Europe alone can give us the ability to act in the world faced with big contemporary challenges. While he insisted that discussions on Brexit could not themselves define the future of Europe, he said, in this revamped, simplified European Union I can't imagine that Britain could not find its place. The prospect would become all the more realistic, he argued, thanks to the creation of a group for European refoundation of willing EU member states that wish to forge ahead with greater integration. The Commission, he added, could be reduced to 15 members, and this greater differentiation would make it easier for countries like Britain to join the club at their own pace. During his first meeting with former Prime Minister Theresa May in May 2017, Mr. Macron had already suggested that Britain could have rowed back on its referendum decision to quit the 28-member bloc.